Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DiChiara, CPA and lifelong entrepreneur, coming to you with episode number 5 of How to Win Big at Business. And if you saw episode 4, if you're actually watching the YouTube video, you might notice that I'm wearing the same shirt. Well, the truth is that thanks to technology, I record a number of these episodes all in a row. So I can do 4 episodes and have enough for a whole month. So my coach, I actually have a podcast coach that taught me that. One of the things that people are shocked about when they go into business, because that's what this podcast is all about. If this is your first time here, let me take a brief second to tell you what How to Win Big at Business is all about. People are shocked when they actually get into business. This podcast is for the struggling entrepreneur. People that have never been in business before have that, oh my God moment. Like, what did I do? Why did I quit my job? People that have been in business for, let's say, up to 5 years and are still struggling, and people that have been in business for a longer time and have become humble enough to say, I'm doing this such a long time, and it's not really paying me back the way I thought it would when I first started. So if you're in pain and you're in business, this is the show for you, because I'm going to show you with my own experience and knowledge and other people's experience and knowledge. So most of these podcasts will be just me sharing my insights and knowledge with you. Once, maybe twice a month, I will have a world-class entrepreneur that will tell you the truth about being an entrepreneur. It's not all rainbows and puppy dogs. People might think it's going to be easy, including myself. If you know my story, you can go back to episode 1 and listen. I drove an ice cream truck to prove that I could be a successful entrepreneur, and it worked. It worked before I graduated from college. And then, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but I was delusional. I found out very quickly that business isn't that simple. It's not easy. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster of emotions. It's a roller coaster financially. And my goal with this podcast is to help even that out. It's not if the bad times are going to happen. It's not if you might run out of money. It's not if you're going to want to quit. It's when. It's when that happens. And the truth is, what I've learned is when those moments occur, because they still occur, they'll always occur. I don't care how far up the ladder you are. There's always going to be things outside of your control. The 2008 real estate financial chaos, or the dot-com bubble burst. Okay. There's always going to be something. But what I've learned is now, when that happens, not to me, but basically for me, not that I'm happy about it, never happy about, those hard times that come. But when it happens, I know now to dig in, and that when I come out of it, because I always come out of it stronger, with more experience, and we wind up better. So I know that when those times happen, it's a time for growth. It's a time that we may need to pivot. And that's what this program is all about. So in episode number 4, I talked about the miracle of course creation and how you can use it to either get into business, you can use it to market your business. Think about it. Think about doing a course and offering it for free, and just to get your name out there. It's what they call a lead mag. And it could be part of your sales funnel. It can be a lot of things. But before you get there, and I want to really target the people that have been on the fence about course creation. People that maybe were like me. If you watched episode 4, listen to episode 4, I went a long time with struggling to do the perfect courses. And the truth is there are no perfect courses. There's great courses where people learn, and the even greater courses where people learn and you can get paid. So if you have a business and you're looking for additional revenue streams, if let's say you're in a career and you have a lot of knowledge and experience and you're fed up with the career and you're like, I really want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. Well, there's a lot of places to start, but the least expensive, the quickest way to start a business is simply by monetizing your genius, turning your knowledge into a business. And it's really not that complicated. Even if you're a non-techie, you can do it. If you have a cell phone, preferably, iPhones, I've heard, are great at doing videos. Now, the other thing, and I mentioned this, the perfectionist, that's a problem. If you're a perfectionist, don't try doing courses. The fact is that people want to relate to the teacher. So with all of your scars and pimples and bad experiences, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay if your grammar isn't perfect. What you want is you do want a decent background. It could be a blurred background. It could be just white. I happen to have a nice background because I actually have a graphic designer. You want a decent microphone. And if you're going to do it on a webcam like I have, I'm going to tell you how much all of this costs. So I'm doing this on a laptop. It's a good laptop. My webcam, I just upgraded. It cost me about $200. And I have a Blue Yeti mic. Altogether, that's about a $300 investment plus my laptop. Now, the laptop even has a mic and a video camera. So you could even just start with that. You don't have to start with even $300 worth of equipment. You need a platform and you need to decide what programs you're going to record on and where you're going to actually post your courses. So let me go through a couple of the technologies that I use. Right now, I'm using Zoom. I record myself on Zoom. You could do it on a free version of Zoom. You don't want the videos to be too long. As a matter of fact, long slideshows are bad. We make our slideshows 5 minutes or less. You can use Loom. I have other people doing videos for me. They're teaching other courses for me because we got this down to a science. And they use Loom. If you're gonna use a slideshow and you don't have to, you can use Google Slides. We have an AI program we use, and you can use this for free. It's called Gamma, gamma.ai, but you can do a Google search, and it'll just create an amazing slideshow for you that you can customize. It'll do the graphics for you, and that's really all you need. You need your topic. Obviously, you want to talk about something that you know. One of the reasons why I hired other people to do the videos was I was starting to do courses on software that I really didn't know. So I had to learn the software, which took some time. And then I had to do the recording. But the first one is going to be difficult. The second one will be difficult. And then as you start doing this, you'll find that, hey, you know what? I can do this. A friend of mine who had a great course, and he hosted it on a program called Kartra. So Kartra is like one of those all-in-one programs. You can host courses on it. You can do websites. You can do sales funnels. So he had it on there, and he just did one slide at a time. No slideshows. He would just do the recording. They were 3 to 5 minutes long. And I have to tell you, I went through that course and I learned. I learned. So you could just do, and he didn't even have a background. He just had, literally, his office was in his garage. I mean, he had a nice garage, uh, but that's all he had. And he taught a lot of people. This guy was, making millions of dollars, not just with his courses, but that was one of the ways that he did. So that's the platform that he used, Kartra. Kartra is kind of expensive. There's a big learning curve, but that's one of them. So I mentioned that, in the last episode, we found GoHighLevel, and that's a great platform. It doesn't just host the courses, it does everything. You can make websites, sales funnels, it'll manage your emails, and it's very, very affordable. And so that's two of them. Now I found a platform called Thinkific, and Thinkific is designed specifically for courses, for digital products. It automatically does your sales page. It's a really, really nice program. So we're probably going to be using the GoHighLevel platform and Thinkific. Okay. It's, not a big learning curve. There is a learning curve in GoHighLevel. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of places where you can put content and you would know that you can put content there. So what I suggest is when you do a course, you want to view it as a student. You can either register as a student with a different email address. GoHighLevel lets you just preview it as an administrator, which is basically the same thing. The only thing they don't let you do is take the quizzes, which I don't, because whatever you do, you have to test it before you publish. Another popular one that's out there is Kajabi. So, Kajabi is a good, affordable program. And the last one I want to talk about, which is one that I used before I started mass producing the courses, and it's called Teachable. Now, Teachable and these courses, these platforms, they're not free. Actually, Teachable, you can set up a course for free. The free ones are limited, but you can set up a free course. You might want to start with Teachable. Again, there's a learning curve. They all have learning curves, but they all also have universities. Think about it. They're teaching their course platforms, so they're going to have their own courses. That's another thing I like about Thinkific. They have very easy to understand courses that are laid out for people that are just started. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. We covered, a bunch of things. Most importantly, what you're actually going to need to do a course. And let me just finish with this. You want to start with a micro course. And that's the big thing right now. People don't have a lot of time. They don't have a long attention span. That's why the short videos are the most effective. But a micro course is something that somebody can learn within 30 minutes to an hour. They can take the whole course, maybe even get a certificate for it, but it's a highly focused micro course. Now, sometimes what we do is we'll take a course on, let's say, like Wave Apps, which is a free accounting platform for single owner entities. And we did a series of courses for people that just wanted to know how to set it up. Well, it was too much to put in one course. So we broke it down into actually 7 different courses, and all of them are different topics. So if you're already on Wave apps and you've already set it up and you know how to set up the company, you could skip over the first two courses. And then you could learn how to set up invoicing, how to produce customized reports. So that's what you want to do with your first course. Do a micro course. Share it with your friends, your colleagues, get some feedback, and do it from the position of a student. When I started looking at my courses, I wasn't pleased. I said, you know what? I can do a lot better. So I actually started going through all the courses and upgrading them. Not all of them, but some of them. I just said, the slideshow can be better. I could be more enthusiastic when I speak, and and that's it. So that's it for episode number 5 of How to Win Big at Business. If you want to, book a strategy call with me, free 20-minute strategy call, go over your career, your business. If you want information on how to grow tomatoes, raising kids, or relationships, don't book a call with me, because that's not my expertise. But if you want to know how to start a business, stay out of trouble, make money, and enjoy your life while you're doing it, book a chat with me. Go to students/clients so you can book a free chat. If you're a prospect, we usually charge them $75 to meet with me. So as a listener of this podcast, you get a free 20-minute strategy session. All I'm going to ask you to do is fill out a simple form. What do you want to talk about? What do you expect to get out of our conversation, so that, it's highly focused? Go to timewithjoe.com. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. God bless. And I'll see you in episode number 6.